Welcome back to my channel.
Hi, we are in a new location. If you guys can't tell,
This is the first time we're filming in Twee's new home. But look at the background, how much light there is, and look how refreshed it looks.
I love it so much. Honestly, I've always thought that I would love having a house, but being here for like nearly a week now, I'm like, I love it even more every single day. So we are here filming on a Saturday for you guys.
We got a little story time today to share.
I know you guys love the story times, and by the way guys, I'm so sorry if it's a bit echoey. The audio might not be the best right now because I have no furniture right now, so please excuse that. You guys seem to love our last story time that we've done about my family curse.
I was actually really surprised regarding to the feedback, how much people was like really shocked about the story.
We sit down and film another story time for you guys, and my sister was like, what should I film this week? I might skip a week, and I'm like, no, you need to say some more story times, girl.
Consistency. Last week I said it was week number 14. It wasn't, it was number 15 last time. So we're on week number 16. Sunday morning editing, I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do, especially working a full-time job. Yeah. But I feel so rewarded.
Thank you guys so much. If you are watching through the ads, it really helps out the channel. My sister wants to make a bit more spare money, a bit extra coin, so make sure you watch throughout the ads. And in this story time, we're going to talk about the time when my sister got cheated on.
This is a nice and juicy one. And you guys always seem to love it when I talk about my dating life. It is a bit dry, my dating life at the moment. But back in the day, I had my home moments where jumping from one to another, and the stories that you're going to hear today, I'm like, feel sorry for me, guys.
I actually remember when this was all happening, and I remember my sister feeling really sad at the time, and it's so funny now you look back on it, you're just like, oh,
yeah. You feel like when you're going through the motion, you feel like so sad, you feel like your life is over. Okay, maybe that's a bit extreme, okay? I wasn't in love with the guy. But
that betrayal of someone cheating on you, I feel like that must be a lot to go through. I'm just gonna be here for backup, and I'm just gonna chime in. How long ago was this now?
We're dating back around about maybe 7 to 8 years ago, so it was a long time ago. My mind's a bit blurry. I might be exaggerating on some items, but hey. Let's date back around about 7 or 8 years ago when I was a free woman. I just came out of a long relationship. It was just out of the blue, actually. He just randomly messaged me on Facebook. This is the time when Facebook was like the thing, where it was
this was back in the days then, girl.
Facebook was my baby. You know, now it's Instagram. Back then it was Facebook for me. And this person just randomly messaging me, and I was going through a little crisis at the moment. I think I had a little car accident. Oh. Now it all comes back. My car was totally written off, so I was carless. And I was saying on my status, oh, what car should I get? I just gone through this transition where I broke my car, blah, 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 all this. And then this random person, apparently he's been following me for, no. Was he following me? I don't know if he was following me or not, but I received a message on Facebook. And he was like, I just bought a new car. This is the car that I recommend. And he got himself a Jaguar. It was a really little nice car. He sent me a photo. He was like, I recommend you to get this one, giving me advice. And you know, those type of moments when you feel like you're going through something, and when someone can relate, it makes the emphasis more. I'm like, ooh, and then I looked at his photos and everything. I'm like, this guy's
quite good looking, you know.
We start speaking often. And then I found out that he was previously with a Vietnamese girl as well.
Okay, so this person was not Asian.
This was the first guy that I dated that was not Asian. So in my history, it's always been with an Asian guy. So my first boyfriend, my second boyfriend, the guy that I was seeing is always, I've only had Asian dicks, okay?
So this is when her eyes lit up this time. Especially when you hear that that person has also been with another Asian person. You're like, oh, okay, they must kind of understand our Asian traits, you know?
Exactly, like know our culture, enjoy our food. And the other person that he previously, not even dated, he was married to, she was also Vietnamese. Oh. So he is literally welcomed into the community. He was like, saying messages to me in like Vietnamese. I'm like, oh my God, I got myself a white guy with Asian trait. Like, that's the perfect type of man for me. I was introduced to the Caucasian dick guys. Kind of drawn me in. Should I talk about the sex life or not?
Let's just say she had a ride or two, okay? The sex life was amazing.
It was very sensual. I don't know, sensual. I was dreading it, actually, because...
Oh, this was the guy that was circumcised. I remember when he took ages, and this is when you used to get the cystitis.
Yes. The first time I've dated someone that is circumcised, and they're less sensitive, okay? But normally I rate myself for like making the guy like
2 pumps and a squirt, you know. This time it was like too much pumping and no squirt.
And he used to go on for hours, and he used to do like a feast session. It'll be like arrive at 9, leave the house at 6 a.m. and all through the night. My worst nightmare now.
Please let me know if that sounds ideal for you guys, because for me, an hour maximum, that's on a good day. I can't have it for too long, because otherwise I'm like, girl, it's getting dry down there. I'm gonna get some thrush. I'm definitely gonna get some urine problems.
That's the first time I experienced a cystitis. Yeah. So they say that either you have prolonged sex, your knickers are too tight, or you're wiped the wrong way. Bitch, I was just like dry spelled in there. The first time I've ever used lube. Our sex life, it was like a different level that I've experienced. I couldn't say that I was enjoying it at first, but then now it teaches me a new level where I'm like, if you were 2 pump and 1 squirt, it doesn't do it for me no more.
Okay, yeah. So you've crossed that line now. You can never go back.
In between, guys. In between, not too extreme. Okay. I dated this guy for around about maybe 3 months. The thing that I liked about him was obviously he understood the culture, but there were certain qualities that I didn't find we were compatible. I just came out of a relationship, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be a long-term thing or whether I just wanted to have some fun and whatever it can lead to. He seems like a nice guy. And I think to myself, I was also denying it. Deep down, I wanted it to lead somewhere. But then I was like saying, does he want the same thing? And he was quite intense and serious. I like a guy when they're really upfront, when like, oh, I like you and I want to see it pursue somewhere. But there was like red flags along the way. Mind you, you're dating back around about 7 or 8 years ago. Back then, I was a young, single free bird, and I was thinking he had a child. That was something that was quite a big thing for me because I felt I was really young, and that was a huge responsibility to take on. He's introduced me to his kid before, and I did felt, oh my God, it was a bit fast. It moved really fast. The contradiction thing is I felt, oh, he thought I was someone important. That's why he's introduced me to his kid. But then also on the flip side, for you to introduce me to your child so early on made me feel like, does he do this to everyone? I remember there was this one occasion I was just hanging around his place. His mom decided to call. Oh, really? And I was just like, okay, if his mom, I'm like,
yeah, get out of the picture.
Pretending I'm not there. And the next thing you know, he just pulled the camera and goes, oh, let me introduce you. I was like caught on the spot and I was like, oh, hi. I didn't know how I felt at that time. Part of me was like, oh my God, this is serious. He actually really likes me. He wants to introduce me to his family. He's introduced me to his kid. This guy is not like just a fuckboy. Seems like he wants something more serious because I would imagine I wouldn't introduce my family straight to someone that I've just met maybe a month or 2.
What, for a month or 2?
Yeah, it moved really quick. I felt maybe because he has a kid, he's much more mature. And also I have to say, this guy, he used to be a fitness fanatic. The most muscular guy I've ever met in my life. Big, chunky person in just that way. He had other muscles, okay, guys?
A third muscle between the legs.
He used to work out every single freaking day. He was also really into his food and fitness as well.
Did you like that at the time? Because we're not a very fit.
Yeah, I found that attractive in him, but it also really emphasized on me. You always think that if your other person, your partner, is this way, you kind of have to mirror that image. We don't come from a background where we exercise whatsoever. Back then, I didn't have my BBL girl. Girl was like flat like a pancake. My body was completely a different shape. I felt quite insecure about my body. And it made me want to go to gym more. He introduced me to the protein world. He introduced me to like fitness and eating healthy. And that's when I started to learn about the fitness and healthy side. But I also felt like, oh my God, can I sustain this life? I feel like I wasn't being authentic to myself. I'm trying to impress this guy by doing this, but if you know me, fucking gym once a month maybe, if you're lucky. Maybe that's the reason why he's got high stamina. He's pumping it in the gym and in the bed. And also he came from a different religion to me as well. That was another element that I thought I could manage.
Was he really religious?
He say he's religious, but there were so many traits that kind of contradicts his religion. So I started noticing he wanted to try and change me because I was quite an outgoing person in the image that I portray. I wore more skimpier clothing. That's how he met me, and that's what he said he found attractive about me, and he loves it, that I wear dresses and I'm really feminine. But when we started dating, he started wanting to change me. He was like, oh, I don't want you to wear low revealing tops or short skirts, or you're welcome to wear those sort of stuff when you come and see me. But when you're going out, I want you to be covered up. When you're so young-minded, you think, oh, this is sweet that he likes me. There's a bit of jealousy there.
Was it because of his religion as well, though?
So this is where I see his manipulative side comes out. He's always saying to me, I don't want you to convert to my religion. But yet, he's doing little tiny steps that slowly leads you into that.
And also his ex converted to his religion.
Yeah.
I felt like he wanted you to convert, but he wanted you to choose for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
But he was doing like little pushes for her to like get into that religion.
Yeah. Slowly changing my perception. For me, I was just like, I'd never ever wanted to convert. When he said that, oh, I don't need you to convert, I was like, oh, okay then. That wasn't an issue. Some of the telltale signs where you're saying to me and your actions is completely two different things. When you're a religious person, I feel that all the things that are key elements in that religion, you have to follow. He says you shouldn't drink, you shouldn't do this. You know, there's a lot of things, but yet he was doing it. So it's very contradictory. He lived more of like a Western life, but he portrayed a different image.
And that's a lot of things that people suffer with, like the fight between religion.
I felt like I couldn't be what he wanted. Yeah. So in my mind, even though I think, oh my God, he's doing all the things that led it to be serious, but in my mind I was fighting, I'm like, oh, it can't be serious because we're not on the same ground. There was also another annoying thing was he can never sleep. All the time when I'm laying next to him, he would go out, was really uncomfortable, felt so helpless. And another thing was, regarding to his religion, you know, they don't do drugs, alcohol, yet he was encouraging me to do drugs with him. I've never tried any type of drug. I'm a goody two-shoes, guys.
She's such a goody two-shoes.
Alcohol is as far as it goes.
But even at that time, you probably didn't even drink at that time.
I did drink, I went out. He was saying how wrong alcohol was, but yet it was okay to do this other type of drug. The thing was, the other type of drug was not to make you feel like you're more talkative or whatever. It's more for sexual stimulation.
We're getting in a deep hole here, guys. Jesus.
He tried to encourage me to do a certain drug that apparently increases your sensitivity and basically makes you climb it to a different level or something like that. I was so opposed to it. I was like, no. And it was just not a one-time thing. He mentioned it at least 3 or 4 occasions.
So you felt pressured?
Yeah, and I felt also I was so against drugs and knowing this person, he's doing it. Yeah. And I don't know if all the times that we were intimate together, was he doing it as well? Probably. Is that probably the reason why he couldn't come?
No, he couldn't sleep even?
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that there might be an underlining drug issue. I felt that at that time I wasn't brave enough to vocal how I feel, because now if that was a concern, it was something that I would say. But at that time I felt quite insecure about myself. I just came out of a relationship. This is how you're familiar with someone. You go into someone that's a completely different culture. It was just like, ooh.
Especially when they're fit and they're
good looking. That's just the background of the relationship. So it was getting serious and he really wanted me to be his girlfriend. There was this hip hopping around to say, am I your girlfriend or am I not? Eventually I'll say, okay, let's take it a step further.
Why would you not want to be? What was your reservation?
I just saw the differences. It was mainly the kid, the differences in religion, the drugs thing. Because I remember I was like, asking friends and everything, am I making the right decisions? I remember there was this one occasion when I went on holiday with my friends. All 3 of us, we went to Turkey, we was traveling, it was a girly holiday. And he didn't like the idea whatsoever that I was going on holiday with my friends. Even though he acted as if he was okay with it, he was calling me every day. What are you doing? We had arguments and everything about it because, you know, I was going clubbing with my friends. And I remember one of my girlfriends, she said that you're on the phone to him 24/7. You're ruining our holiday. And it made me feel
You was one of those friends.
And then, you know, when you are into someone, you kind of like only solely focus on them, what makes them feel happy. And that's where the manipulative side came out.
Yeah, that is also like another red flag, guys. Like, being with someone, they should want you to go out. They should have trust in you, you know. You should be able to go out with your friends, you should be able to go clubbing, have girls' nights, and they shouldn't be ringing your phone 24/7. Maybe just a call to see if you got there and a call when you're on the way home. But apart from that, let your girl do
her thing.
It's really important to keep that friendship group alive.
Do you see where the isolation and how dangerous that territory can lead? I'm not saying that he is that type of person, but those are the red flags that I was seeing. The young and insecure, I felt like I wanted to make him happy. Whenever there was an argument, I just felt like, I had to like give him reassurance, everything is okay. Kind of ruined the holiday for us. But luckily I have understanding friends. My friend did highlight it to me. He's controlling, you shouldn't be with him.
I think at the time, when someone else says it, you're just like, you don't know anything, you don't know our relationship.
I was a bit embarrassed to say that we were in a relationship in some ways as well. Because I knew all the red flags. I'm saying all these things in my mind, but my body and my actions is going completely a different direction.
Deep down, you know they're probably telling the truth, but you kind of in denial, I guess.
I wasn't being true to my value. I was saying to myself, I'm not going to change, I'm not going to do this. But when he repeatedly talked about his religion and how I should do this, how I should wear this, stop drinking alcohol, all these things, I was starting slowly noticing myself not doing it as often. When I do something, it plays in my mind, but then I try to fight it, but I know that it's something that I think about a lot. The thing is, you will slowly change if you do not correct it there and then. Now, going forward, this is around about maybe 2-3 months that we dated, so it was such a short period of time. But he was really into his fitness, and I think he'd just lost his job as well. So he was at home majority of the time while I had a full-time job. He wanted to spend more time with me and everything. And then he was trying to pursue a new type of career that was into the fitness industry. There was this protein thing that he was trying to promote as his new type of way to make money. And they had like a business venture that was all the way in Las Vegas. The 2 weeks business work that he said. Technically, I think it was a holiday. I feel it was one of those pyramid
schemes, yeah.
Secretly, I was like thinking that in my head, but I was like, okay, you do your thing. If this is gonna invest and improve you, go and do it. We was on a good level before he left. We wasn't in a secured relationship, like knowing each other for such a long time. And when someone travels for such a long time, sometimes there's that disconnect where the communication is lost. They could potentially meet someone else, there could be a change in behaviour. And obviously I knew there was all these other things that we were not similar as well. Yeah. And I think that he also knew that as well. That was also an issue. So he went on this 2 weeks trip. And I was just like so surprised because literally every single night he was messaging me. Okay. Every single day. Telling me how much he missed me.
That's always a good sign. I like it.
Even saying, I think I'm falling in love with you to that extent. Still early days, but I was just like, oh my God, he likes me. He really, really cares about me. Showing me all this attention. I just remember one thing that really stood out. He said he was going to dinner that day. On that business trip, he was going with another guy as well. So it was just him and the other guy. That night, he was like saying to me, we just met a random girl. She's basically taking us to dinner. She's got a vehicle there. She's taking us to all these locations. She lives in Vegas. In my mind, I'm like thinking, okay, there's 2 of them. So I guess it's not like a one-to-one thing. She's just probably being polite. I've been to America myself where people are very like courteous.
Yeah, they're really, really nice.
Really friendly.
He's staying to you up front as well.
Yeah.
It makes you feel, okay.
It's not a big deal. But he kept going on about her. Me, I was like so curious. Trying to be casual, but like be nosy at the same time. I was like, what race is she? And she was freaking Asian mixed with Caucasian. The finer species in the Asian community. Obviously, I didn't know what she looked like or anything, but I was like really curious. So they went out to dinner. And then he was like saying, oh, she was so funny and this and that. She took us here and we went out all night. But during that night, even at 4 a.m. while he's clubbing, he's like messaging me. Remember, guys, it's a different time zone as well. So when I'm asleep, he's awake. So when after that occasion, I noticed that messages wasn't as Just on those 2 days wasn't as often. The next day, he was messaging me as normal, like, oh, how much he missed me, and he can't wait to see me, and your phone sex. I remember the next day he said that, she's going to pick them up and they're going to go somewhere else, to a pool party and all that sort of stuff. This time he said that the other friend is like doing something else, so it's just him and her. And then she's inviting other people as well. Me playing it cool and casual. I'm not a jealous person. This is one thing that I like about myself. I say that I'm a jealous, I'm gonna snip you if you do anything. Yeah. But deep down, I'm like, I trust you. Have your freedom, and I believe that all the things that you're saying to me sounds believable. I feel that, he cared about me. When he came back, I remember there was one thing that made me feel like, potentially I could really like this guy. I remember I mentioned to him that my brother, he moved out to Canada for like 3 years, gave me a call and he said to me, what kind of perfume do you like? And back then, I've never tried any fragrance in my life. A Tommy Hilfiger called Tommy Girl. That was my very first perfume. And I mentioned that to him. When he arrived back, he said, I got you a gift. And he gave me that perfume.
Oh, that's nice.
So I was just like, oh my God, this is so sentimental.
Those are the best gifts, when they actually listen to just like a flyby comment and they remember they get you that, surprise you.
It made me feel so important, so loved and valued. Something that's so small, that's how they fucking get you.
Yeah.
And then I just noticed a change in character. We initially started boyfriend, girlfriend. There was always that topic, maybe we're not compatible. It was like, are we, aren't we, sort of thing.
Friends with benefits, but more serious.
He acted differently when he arrived home. After he gave me that gift, we had one night together I just noticed a change in him, where he wasn't messaging me as much. I became that fucking crazy stalker. At home, I'm looking at my WhatsApp. He's saying to me that, he's going to get ready to go to bed. And I'm still up in bed and I'm looking and seeing you're still online. So you told me you're going to bed, but why are you still online? And it just made me think, what is up? Not just a one-off occasion. It was something that's on a daily. It's more at nighttime. I'm thinking, okay, could it potentially be someone he met in America? If you're talking to someone in the UK, everyone's gonna be asleep at that time. So someone has to be in a different time zone. He recently came back.
Put two together, guys.
Yeah, after jigsaw. And he was like saying to me, do you know, this is not gonna work. But then he was still messaging me saying he missed me. Back then, when you go on Facebook and you go on Instagram, they used to tell you notifications of people that you know, what they done, what they liked, who they commented on. Yeah. So there was a way of tracking information. Now all that's been removed because they noticed all the chinas.
Yeah, you can see like if your boyfriend liked another girl's image and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. One night I saw him and he commented on this girl's photo and said, beautiful. I thought, okay, I don't like the idea of it, but it's not incriminating.
It's going down a slippery slope.
Yeah. I didn't say anything. I looked at the girl's photo and I'm like, she looks mixed. Oh. She looks Asian. She looks a bit Caucasian.
You go on her profile, she's from Las Vegas.
Exactly. This is the girl that he met on his little trip. The following day, another like on her photo. After, I saw a message, you look so hot, baby.
Baby? Oh, hell no.
There is no blurred lines now. Yeah. Clearly you fucked her in Vegas, okay?
One extreme to the other, but okay.
Hey, who are you gonna call baby if you haven't been intimate with?
Why did you do that on a public platform as well? What a dumb idiot.
First thing I did was, I went up her profile, I liked his comment, so that he can see that I saw what he did. Fucking bitch, I let you know. Don't play with me. Like within a minute, my phone started ringing. He was like, started denying it. I was nothing, she's just a friend. I'm like, sorry, a friend. Why would you message her? And I screenshot and I sent it to him. This does not look appropriate. It's nothing, and we're not even serious. And we've been on and off and everything, playing the victim card and switching it around to me to say that you are making things in your mind, you are crazy, you're thinking way too much into it. And then he's blocked me.
But he's the one in the wrong.
He was like, you have crazy stalkish tendency to do this to me, so I don't want you to see my social media.
It's always the way when the boys are the one that's actually doing the wrong thing, they make you seem like you're the crazy.
What the fuck? He said that, you know what, this is over. I do not want to talk to you anymore. I do not want to message you anymore.
Well, you don't have a choice, you got blocked, bitch.
Still on WhatsApp. So we stopped talking. Then I discovered that she's got an Instagram. And obviously your bitch doesn't want her to know it's me that's stalking her page, you know?
The Finsta account came out.
This is the fitness page where it exists now. If you know the back of a story, that fake fitness account has come in handy.
Again.
That account has been handy for some girlfriends, yeah? When they want to stalk on their boyfriend, they're like, oh, you know, you got that account? can you check for me? I'm not gonna deny it. I went through a bit of like checking to see if is she hotter than me, is she cuter than me, what does her body look like?
It's so annoying how us girls do that. We should always blame the guy, but we always compare ourselves.
The first thing I did was screenshot her. I'm like, this ugly bitch, you think she's not hotter than me?
Oh, so she wasn't.
Well, that's what I say to myself. I didn't think that anyway. I said to my friend. And yeah, she was a bit more like girl next door sort of looking. And I said to my friend, I'm like, he cheated on me with this bitch.
That's the worst, at least upgrade, bitch.
The thing was, it made me feel like, oh, she must have a better personality.
Oh.
So you're screwed either way.
She must be really into fitness.
Or she's fitnessing him in the right way. Next thing I know, when I was looking at her profile, she done a photo of her going to a plane and saying, see you, UK, and tagged him in it.
Oh my god, so she's on her way from Vegas to the UK to see him. Just as he blocked your ass.
I know!
The shade of it all, guys. Jesus.
Then, after like 2 days later, I see the status from Vegas, now living in the UK. She's officially moved in and is home with him.
Wow, he moves quick. One girl to another.
And since then, they've been together ever since.
And they're still together.
Let me go and stop the page and see if they're still together.
Go see if we're still together. We just looked online and apparently they're married now. And she's also converted to his religion. It was the perfect one for him, so you know.
All worked out in the end, guys. I was hoping like it was a short-term thing. I'm like, you didn't find better than me. But hey, he left me for the right reasons then.
You win some, you lose some, you know. That was such a long, exaggerated story and the ending was so like, you know, shit happens.
Hey, happy ending for him. A single ending for me.
Still lonely, still single over here.
That relationship taught me. I was one of those naive bitch where if you say something to me, I believe you. Never trust what men say. They are so deceiving.
Yeah.
They can say they love you, but yet banging another girl down the street. Because come on, for her to move all the way in the UK within a week of him landing back in the UK from Vegas, they had to have something.
Something must have been going on. Did he ever admit to you? Did you ever get your closure?
I'm gonna say this, and I was so tempted to message her. So this is rewinding maybe 2 years ago. At 4 a.m. as well, I got a message from him.
Oh, he come back in the end.
On Insta. He was like, what are you doing? You're looking fit. You're looking really good. And I was just like, why are you going down memory lane? Why are you messaging me at 3 or 4 in the morning? Those are booty call hours.
He must have saw that BBL. Oh, she's into fitness. Oh, let me run back.
I messaged my friend and I was like, this comes across as very flirty. Should I message something back? After a week, the message was gone. So he's deleted it. So he had this moment of temptation. And because I didn't respond,
yeah, he tried takes his backsies.
he didn't get anything, so he couldn't go backsies.
That's so deceiving though, because he's probably still with that girl and he shouldn't be messaging you.
He's married to her. Then that means something must have happened.
Yeah.
He was having an argument with her and wanted, you know, to rendezvous. And at booty call hours, and I'm just like, I'm still got it.
It's quite good to know, you know, that you left me, but you wanted to come back. It's quite like, oh, I still got it. I must have left an impression. The one who got away.
Anyway, guys, that was a little interesting story time on how I got played. Would you say it was cheating? Because...
Yes, of course he's cheated on you, because you were seeing each other and he'd done something in Vegas with another.
Well, we don't know that. He claimed he hasn't.
Oh, well, we all know the story.
When she flew over, we were over. Would you classify that as cheating? I suspect that something happened in Vegas when we were still clearly on good terms.
Well, he brought you that damn perfume, probably felt guilty. He's probably like trying to message you, messaging her, and then probably just realised that, okay, I'm gonna go for this other girl instead.
Some didn't make the cut.
The last one on the shelf. One who didn't catch the bouquet.
But that was an interesting story.
Yeah, that was really funny. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I feel like it was just like a light-hearted story. I remember at the time my sister felt really upset. This just goes to show, you know, at the time it must feel like this is your all, this is your everything, and then years on you look back and you're like, I'm so glad I didn't go for him in the end.
It was like 3 or 4 months. It's not that big a deal, girl.
That is the end of the story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I was telling my sister to tell the story because I remember when it all happened. I was like, oh, this is so juicy. All these sex stories. I'm like, oh, living my life vicariously through you.
At the time, too, was like, oh my God, your pussy must have been like ripped.
It was torn to shreds, apparently.
I used to moan about it all the time. Like, I can't walk, girl. Like, my leg was like this.
I feel like with every relationship, even though it doesn't work out, you always learn something. There's always something to take away from it. And although it was like obviously quite a sad experience, you learn from it now, right? I remember my sister telling me the story of how they would have sex and he wouldn't come, they would just stop and have a break and then they would just carry on. And like, for me, I just remember that so weird. And normally it's like they ejaculate and then it's like, okay, it's time to finish now, time to go to bed. But who's taking breaks during sex, girl? It's one session.
It's not like breaks. He's still like there, like jerking off.
Oh, okay.
I remember back in that day, I was like, I did not know how to dirty talk or anything. And he was just jerking away and then saying all these things to me. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, baby. So awkward and naive, oh gee.
You're so eager to impress the person that I was stepping out of my zone by saying all these things and I felt so stupid doing it. But now it comes natural, right? Because you experienced it.
Anyways, I hope you were old enough to watch this video because it was quite
explicit.
It was quite PG-15.
So thank you guys so much for watching this story time. I hope you guys found it interesting. Just a little insight on my naivety.
Let us know if you've ever been cheated on. What are your stories down below? Have you ever caught them in the act? I want to hear all your juicy stories down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching this video.
Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Follow me on all my social media platforms.
And also, my sister hit over 10k subscribers!
Yes! I need to gather up the goodies in Twee's house
for
your giveaway. Watch out for that. Hopefully it'll be coming anytime soon. I can't make any promises yet. Thank you guys so much for watching and we love you and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!